Hey, what's up everybody? How you guys doing? I know my last video was probably pretty hardcore. Definitely not gonna start on that track on this video. Definitely want to bounce it back from that. It was a little bit heavy, right? I kind of wanted to talk about something interesting. I want to talk about forgiveness. I think that's something really important, like especially, considering like what I done. How do you forgive yourself after something like that, right? And not only that, how do you forgive other people? I think it's pretty easy. Like you listen to these, some of the stuff I say, it's like, man, this dude, he's kind of like, I don't know, at least when I watch it, I'm like, oh man, I seem like it's like a pity party or something. And that's not it at all. I guess it's kind of the emotion that comes out, Actually, it took me a lot to be able to forgive myself for what I done, and to forgive other people, really, because you listen to a lot of this stuff, and a lot of it's being victimization. You're a victim of circumstance and stuff like that. All these people have done this to me. It's kind of hard to take responsibility for some of the situations you get yourself in. I mean, obviously, there's times when people prey on you and things happen, but really it's your choice on how you want to feel. And, a lot of times, at least, you have an opportunity to grow. I talked to a military guy last week, and he told me some pretty interesting stuff. He said that, his belief was, post-traumatic stress disorder could actually be turned into something that he likes to call post-traumatic growth. When a lot of bad things happen to you, there's an opportunity to grow from it. There's an opportunity to get some awareness, which is, again, why I'm doing this. Like you see people who have had adversity and stuff like that, like a lot of them get awareness from it and they grow to do some pretty amazing things. So back to forgiveness, I think a lot of times forgiving people is a really difficult thing, ex-girlfriends, parents, friends, things like that. I think you have to understand though is that we're all people. Everyone makes mistakes. If you hold on to a lot of these things, all it really does is create a bunch more problems for yourself, and you kind of, again, like I talked about these boxes, like I put myself in a box. The first video I talked about was how everyone puts everyone else in a box. The same kind of thing happens when you hold on to animosity. You end up like separating yourself from other people. If someone does you wrong, you're like, I ain't like them, I ain't never gonna be like that person. Well, maybe, maybe that's a good way to look at it, that you don't want to, make the same mistake they did, but ultimately, they just have a different perspective than you do, and there's a pretty high possibility that they did something that they thought was right at your expense. So what do you do then? It's pretty clear. It's a pretty clear choice when you look at it like that. Another thing is like, family members of people who've committed suicide. I think a lot of family members look back at a loved one or a friend or something like that who's taken their own life, and they really are angry about it, and rightfully so. Sure, there's going to be some anger. You're not going to know why, and probably most of the time you're not going to really understand why, and you're going to be upset with them. The thing about it is, though, and you're going to hear me say this over and over again, is perspective. Like, for all they had a really good reason why they done what they done. They had broke it down logically why they wanted to end their life. And unfortunately, they did that. But for you to, start to heal and get clarity out of the situation, you kind of have to forgive them for what they've done. Understand that they were in a bad situation, whether you understand it or not, and that situation ultimately led to them making some decisions, permanent ones. I think it's another thing that to understand that maybe this individual, whether you believe in life after death, that's your thing, whatever your belief is. But maybe that they're having to forgive themselves too, even after the fact. I know that this happens, that families get really upset. The same thing what happens with someone who's a suicide survivor is trying to forgive themselves. How do you forgive yourself after something like that? Like my situation was that there was a part of me that was lost. The brain damage and stuff like that, and it took a lot away. It took away some of the ability that I have to remember things. It took away, some of the ability to control my emotions, and it took a long time to be able to figure that stuff out and to be okay with it. Like one thing that people don't understand is when you go to take your own life, you think that everything's going to be over with, which is a possibility. If you die, your existence here and the things that you deal with here are over. If you live, then there's a whole another set of circumstances. If you've done a lot of damage to your body, you have to live with those for the rest of your life. You have to live with that damage forever. And you have to live with the hurt that you've caused people, and sometimes people don't want to trust you because of what you've done and stuff like that. And it could put you into another track of going down that path again. And I think that you have to be able to say, you know what? Yes, I did do this. Am I ashamed of it? Sure. Do I regret it? Sure. And you got to say, okay, like these decisions have been made, now there's a new set of circumstances, and you have to be able to acknowledge them and live with them, take them head on. And, if, there's two people right now, say, watching this video, and one of them is a parent or a loved one, and the person sitting next to him is one of the people who's attempted to take their life or take their own life, there needs to be a mutual understanding there of that, hey, it's okay. I know that you're living with some stuff, speaking to the person that tried to take their own life. I understand that you went through all these things. I understand you tried to take your own life, and it's okay, and on the other end, the person that took their own life talking to their loved one is, I know what I did, and, I want to move past it. Like, can we help me move past it and create a dialogue of how to do that? But definitely both parties have to be able to forgive each other, that way there's not this, again, separation. When people find likeness in each other, that's a good thing, when they can have that connection and build these relationships. It makes relationships stronger, In my relationship, that's how it is. Like, me and my significant other will get upset with each other, and we have to forgive each other. If we didn't, then we wouldn't be together for as long as we have. We've been together 10 years. You look at what I went through, now I work on aircraft, and there's no way I would have been able to do that stuff if I wouldn't have forgiven myself. And it took a long time. And sure, I still have regrets, for sure. There's still stuff I wish I could probably change, but I can't. So it is what it is. I understand that I'm damaged, and that's okay. I think that what do I do with that now? Well, I just go out and try to prevent other people from getting the same damage, or mitigating that damage if possible. That's kind of the way it is. So I think that, that's kind of the topic of this video, is just, forgiveness, and just a little bit of an idea, don't be so quick to judge people, don't hold on to stuff for a really long time, try to let stuff go. It'll make you feel better, and if you have a problem with somebody, say something, and try to work it out, instead of just dealing with it from afar, don't jump on social media and talk bad about people, and don't say, oh, this person's different than me, because they ain't no different than you. we're all the same. Really, we really are all alike. We have our differences, but we have a lot more stuff in common than we have different. So yeah, I guess this is the video for now. I just kind of wanted to jump into something a little bit more lighthearted, and after the last video, that was pretty it was pretty emotional. Like I said, I'm going to be having some guests on. I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's going to be awesome. One of my guests has got some really cool stuff that he's trying to do. He's a really good dude, man, and I'm so grateful to be able to talk to him. And I think everyone that watches it is going to be really happy about it. He has he's went through some tough stuff, but what he's trying to do now is very, very cool. Another guy one of the other guys that I'm having come on is same thing, been through a lot of adversity, and this dude is a hard-working dude, trying to make the best for his family. And when I first met him, I would have had no idea his situation. None of them. Like I said, there's heroes that walk around us every day and we have no idea. So try to be cool with everybody, and have a good night. Keep checking it out. Like, subscribe, share the channel. Let's get some more people together. Have some people message me. I will be doing, this is going to be a long-term thing. So, like I said, my book will be coming out. I want to get it out in probably the next few months. It's tough because I've never wrote one before. So there's a lot of stuff I still got to figure out. But yeah, stay posted for all that. It's going to be interesting. And like I said, if you have any ideas for me or anything I can do better, let me know. I'm going to start doing some video editing. I'm trying to get into that. So just be patient. It'll get better. All right. Anyways, you guys have a good night. Thanks for listening to me mumble on. See you guys later.